I have started my NHS journey about 11 years ago, and I think I want to say I've done it all. I have done medicine, general surgery, pediatrics, obs and gynae, you name it. And I finally found my mojo in general practice and absolutely love the job. Anybody has any questions about general practice, feel free to write on the chat. I'm also a mom. I have two toddlers who, if they sneak in during my presentation, I do apologize. I love to travel, and I'm a Manchester United fan. So that's about me in a nutshell. Uh, Today, I'm going to talk about communication. And if you think about what communication is, I would say it's the exchange of information with clarity, empathy, and understanding. And this is what I think I needed to mold a lot when I worked in NHS. Where I am from, the communication is very different in England and especially in NHS. Few brief pointers about communication. Everything we do is communication. The way we begin our message often determines the outcome. The way message is delivered always affects the way message is received. And the main thing about communication, I would say, is the information that the receiver has received. Because whatever you say can go wrong. So make sure that you concentrate on the final outcome. If you talk about types of communication, there's verbal, the message that we deliver, vocal, the voice that we convey, and visual, our body language. Thinking about the types of communication, can you think about what are the things that can go wrong or have gone wrong before? Please put in the chat and we can talk about it later. The things that I found, especially in medical profession, we use quite a lot of words, jargons. Of course, there's a language difference in NHS, so bear these things in mind. Our expression, listening, our attention span, we shouldn't be looking somewhere or in our phone when we're talking to people. And there's many other things. I've put down a few other things on the slide for you. Thinking about why communication is important. We talked about lots of opportunities in NHS so far, but how you get to those places, the effective communication will take you there. So be really mindful about that. It will help you to collaborate with other peoples. You will be able to stay up to date, current, evidence-based, and you can learn a lot if you do communicate effectively. It also shows that you are competent, you are ambitious, you're composed and self-assured. But many things can go wrong, and studies shows that 70% of mistakes in the workplace are a direct result of poor communication. Complaint is a big thing in NHS. People can complain about you to your boss, to the trust, to even to the GMC, and you can abort most of the complaints by effective communication. So please put a lot of concentration in there. Mistakes can happen, inefficiencies, you can damage your personal image. So that's where things can go wrong, and we need to work on it. When I was thinking about communication and how we best use it, I think we use our communication to influence other people. When you want to avail those opportunity, you got to influence. And I've put down a framework called Mindspace. It's a very well studied framework. You can look into Google, but it's mainly when you are trying to influence people, make sure that you are genuine, you are honest. The people you're trying to influence, show them what's in it for them, and be really committed for it. So these are the few main pointers, but you can look into the Mindspace framework. It helped me a lot, and I hope it will for you as well. The other things a big thing on communication is conflict. It can be described as a state of opposition, but there's a lot of conflicts, even and in workplace, in real life. If you be mindful about it, I think we can avoid it. And but the main things I would say to avoid is, please don't assume anything. Seek understanding, seek clarification. Do not judge, do not blame. Things get exaggerated a lot. Try to avoid that, and try to avoid deliberate silence. And the other big thing is negotiation. You need to communicate. You need to communicate effectively to be able to negotiate. And again, when you are where I work, almost like a senior manager in NHS, but in many places, negotiation is part of my daily life, and we need to think in NHS. It's a long-term relationship with our colleagues, with our team. So it's not only how you get to yes. It's not only to get to yes, it's how you get to yes. And my 4 pointers will be: separate people from the problem, just focus on the problem, not who is saying what. Focus on interest, not in your position, because there's a lot of language, cultural barrier, religious barrier. Try to keep them aside. Generate a variety of possibilities before making decision. Try to listen to other people and define objective standards. Be factual, be scientific, be realistic. Coming back to what does communication looks like in NHS. So we broadly divided into 4. So you'll have communication with management, so your HR manager, your POLs, your accommodation officer. Communication would be quite mainly via email. Make sure you are quite precise. If you're not understanding it, seek clarity. British people like to would like, if you are on point, try not to be wishy-washy. And if you're not understanding, just ask. We are fine if you ask and clarify. Communication with colleague, with patients, obviously that's the main big thing, and for many international graduates is a bit rocky initially. Listen with open eyes and open ears. Be present in the moment. Listen for feelings as well as information. Reflect on what you are hearing. Acknowledge the feeling. Don't judge or assume. Gender inclusivity is a big thing. See what pronouns they would like to, they are comfortable with, or else things can get quite uncomfortable if you're talking about a lady and he wants to use a male pronoun. So please be mindful of it. And as I said, seek understanding. Communication with colleagues. When you work in NHS, you'll find some people who works like a guardian angel. You need to find them because they will help you a lot. You need to communicate your ambition, interest. Please be proactive. Go and talk to people. Tell them what you want to do, what your aspiration is, get involved in audits project, leadership project, teaching project. There's always some available. Get into them, and that's how you show that you really mean business. Communication with your team. You need to find your ally. You need your friends, and you find them. You'll see people who share the same interests, concerns, goals. You need to make new friends and keep them. So invest in it. And you'll find senior colleagues who will share their experience, team members who will listen to you. Make sure you ask for help. You can just go and ask, and if you have a problem, tell them work, you can brainstorm ideas, there's various ways to solve the problems, but be mindful in solving the problems. Professional networking is something sometimes as an immigrant we can be shy of, but be try to go to the night outs, the Christmas events, be social, because many opportunities open in those meetings. Try to get into the conferences. Social media, Twitter is popular, but also be very careful about Facebook's people. People troll you, so make sure your privacy setting is very high. Try to present on your regional teaching, because that's where lots of opportunities open up. So that's me and the communication in a nutshell. What questions have you got for me?